Panihati. Jai Jai Sri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gauda Bhakta Vrinda. Reading from Sri Chaitanya from Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita, the chapter that is entitled "The Process of Pure Devotional Service," and this is a chapter of the Sanatan Shiksha, which is Mahaprabhu's instructions to Sanatan Goswami. This is a chapter that deals with what is known as Abhideya Tattva, which has been translated here as the process of devotional service, the way to connect oneself with Krishna, that process, that sadhana bhakti. It is sadhana bhakti, the practice of devotion. And yesterday was a date known as Mahaprabhu's arrival at Panihati. On the calendar, we didn't mention it. I forgot to mention it. But it's not there's a more famous event at Panihati known as the Chiradahi Festival. Can you see if that light works? All right. It does. Excellent, if it works. The Chiradahi Festival. Rice and yogurt. And bananas. Condensed milk. Hosted by Raghunath Das Goswami at the request of Nityananda Prabhu. Ooh, that door. Letting in a lot of cold air. And that is the famous festival. But yesterday's date was not an anniversary of that festival. Yesterday's date was a different date. Mahaprabhu's arrival at Panihati on his journey north from Jagannath Puri, on his first trip to first attempt to go to Vrindavan. So Mahaprabhu leaves on Vijay Dasami, as is explained here in the Chaitanya Charitamrita. And he travels north to the border of Orissa and southern Bengal, and then jumps on a boat and travels on the boat, what I believe is out the river, into the Bay of Bengal, and then up the mouth of the Ganges, it's known as the Hooghly at that point, past what is now Calcutta to Panihati, which is on the banks of the Ganga north of Calcutta. Now Panihati, of course, is the residence of Raghava Pandit, Raghava Pandit's sister, Damayanti, and other devotees were living nearby, such as maybe Vasudev Ghosh was living nearby. Some others are mentioned. Maybe even Shivananda Sen was living nearby. But anyway, without going into too much conjecture, we know that Raghava Pandit was living there. He was a famous resident, and his sister, of course, the famous cook.
Are these also eternal associates of Mahaprabhu?
Yes.
Like the Panchatattva?
The Panchatattva has a special status, that's why they're known as the Panchatattva. Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa Swarupakam Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam. So the Panchatattva are Vishnu Tattva, and Vishnu Tattva is Nityananda Prabhu Advaita Acharya, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, of course. And then Gadadhar Pandit is what is known as representation of Krishna's internal energy, Swarup Shakti. Or even the Hladini Shakti, because Gadadhar Pandit is Radharani in Chaitanya Leela, and Srimati Radharani is a personification of Hladini Shakti. Anyway, the internal energy, the Shakti, So you have Krishna himself, who is Mahaprabhu. Then you have, this is known as Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhakta Rupa, represents Mahaprabhu. The form of the Krishna as his devotee. Krishnam Bhakta Rupa. And then Swarupakam, an expansion of that, a further form, is Nityananda Prabhu, Balaram. Bhaktavataram, of the avatars, Advaita Acharya. So those are all Krishna Tattva or Vishnu Tattva. Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam. Bhaktakyam refers to Srivas Pandit. And he is of the Tatashta Shakti, not Krishna, not Vishnu Shakti. So he's known as the perfect devotee. You could say the Jiva is a devotee. Jiva soul is a devotee of the Tatashta Shakti. So even though we can say, yes, he's an eternal Parishad, he is in his Chaitanya Lila role of the Tatashta Shakti. And Gadadha Bhaktavataram Bhaktakyam Namami Bhakta Shakti Kam. So the Shakti of devotion. That's Gadadha Pandit. So we have those different those 5 tattvas, truths. And all of the other parishads of Mahaprabhu are also eternal. They're not, they're not as prominent as the Panchatattva, but they are all eternal. If you Jai Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. There are various places where the Krishna Lila identities of Chaitanya Lila personalities are given. They're listed. The most famous text, which makes this, so you could say, identification, is called the Gaura Ganadesha Deepika. It's by Kavi Karnapura. It's the son of Shivananda Sain. The Gaura Ganadesha Deepika. And it tells of all of the identities, the Krishna Lila identities of Mahaprabhu's associates. There is reference given in other places as well, but that's the chief text, the primary text which makes those identities known. It's called the Gaura Ganadesha Deepika. Deepika, yeah. And so you can see that, for instance, I mean, off the top of my head, I'm sure someone's memorized the list, but it's not essential something to be learned by rote. It's not necessary. But from that we can deduce that yes, if they are personalities from Krishna Lila that have incarnated in this world, descended into this world to be part of Gaura Lila, then by definition they must be eternal associates. So there's the answer to your question. Nitya Parishad, eternal associates. That is the general understanding, that all of the prominent associates of Mahaprabhu are his eternal associates. In different relationships. They're not all subscribing to a homogeneous relationship with Mahaprabhu. It's not all just uniform across the board. Damodar Pandit has an interesting relationship with Mahaprabhu. Jagadananda Pandit, a different one. Swarup Damodar, a different one. Rupa Goswami, again different. Right? Gadadhar Pandit, again different. Murari Gupta, again different. They're all different because it is not one unified nirikara, no quality, no form, nirvishesha, no qualities. It's not some homogeneous. It is not the Brahmajyoti, but it is beyond that, where the world of spiritual form is flourishing. It is that. It's characterized by form, Satchidananda Vigraha, forms of eternality, pure consciousness, Ananda, bliss. And that naturally has diversity, not only in terms of variety of form, but variety of relationships of those persons with Krishna. So they're eternal associates, and they all have their different rasas with Gauranga Mahaprabhu. This is given in the Adi Lila. We'll get Dave Nandaprabhu. Can you reach the? Can you reach up there? Yeah. The purple Chaitanya Charitamrita. Yeah, that one. Thanks. Brilliant. Thanks, Prabhu. Appreciate it. We'll have a look. I think it's. No, this might be later. That makes more sense. Let's have a look at chapter 17, Adi Lila. So this is the Mahaprabhu's pastimes in his youth, but I'm not used to browsing through this all-in-one edition of Chaitanya Charitamrita. Normally it's online. Where are we? Let's go a little further. Right, okay. So, towards the end of the Adi Lila, are you okay?
Just my legs are pain.
Right, so here we are. So it says here, Shrivasari Yata Mahaprabhura Bhaktagan Nija Nija Bhave Karena Chaitanya Sevan. So all the devotees of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, headed by Srivas Thakur, have their own emotional humours in which they render service unto him. So basically saying that all the devotees of Mahaprabhu, they have their different relationships with him. Prabhupada has translated emotional humours, which is the word bhav, bhave, nija nija bhave karena chaitanya sevan. So they serve Mahaprabhu with different bhav. They all have individual moods. Pandita Goshani Adi Yanraye Rasa, Se Rasi, Prabhu Hana Tanravasa. So Pandita Goswami Adi, headed by Gadadhar Pandit, who holds the chief of the most developed rasa, we can say, as Srimati Radharani. Se rase Prabhu Hanatan Ravasa. The Lord engages, submits, comes under the control of devotees in accordance with the rasa that they approach him with. Se rase Prabhu Hanatan Ravasa. So there you go, in answer to that. And that's in Adi Lila, towards the end. The very end of Adi Lila, the end of chapter 17 of Adi Lila. So Kaviraj Goswami is summarizing what he's covered so far. And there's a couple of verses there which describe the various describe that there is a multitude of various bhavs possessed by the various devotees of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and that they relate with him in that way, and he submits to that. He engages with the devotees in accordance with the bhav that they have, their feelings towards him.
Is it based on the 5 rasas, the 5 conjugal?
Yeah, and nuances inside those 5 categories. So there's categories and there's subcategories and different flavors inside those subcategories. So there's nuances. And there can be some mixes as well. It's said that Nityananda Prabhu relates with Gauranga Mahaprabhu in Dasya Ras, but also in Shakya Rasa, and also in Vatsalya Ras at times. So there can be permutations or mixes, and also one rasa at a certain time may predominate depending on the activity at hand, depending on the mood of the time. So there's 3 rasas that is said that Nityananda Prabhu engages with Mahaprabhu in those 3 rasas. And Advaita Acharya is the same. It's a paternal, but there's also servitude. Maybe not Shakya Rasa with Advaita Acharya. I forget exactly, but there's definitely, maybe there is. But there's 2 given, I think. There's 3 for Nityananda Prabhu. So we can see that there's a variety of rasas that may coexist in a devotee at the same time, or alternate, one manifesting prominently at a certain time, then to be replaced by another at a later time. So Vishnu Tattva are relating with Mahaprabhu in the rasas of friendship and servitude and friendship, servitude, and paternity, or maternity is, I guess, paternity if it's a man. Vatsalya Ras. And then with Gadadhar Pandit we get a different manifestation of higher rasa. Madhura Rasa is coming into play. He's standing on the left side of Mahaprabhu. The Advaita Acharya and Nityananda are on the right hand side. Dakine Nitai Chand Bame Gadadhara. On the right is Nityananda, on the left is Gadadhar. So we understand that there's esoteric meanings to these placements of the Panchatattva, the positioning of the Panchatattva in relation to Mahaprabhu, representing different relationships with Mahaprabhu. So, continuing here, where did we leave off yesterday? So, Samsara Brahmite Kauna Bhagye Ke Hatare Nadira Pravahe Yena Kashtalage Tire. There are unlimited conditioned souls who are bereft of Lord Krishna's service, not knowing how to cross the ocean of nescience. They are scattered by waves, time and tide. However, some are fortunate to contact devotees, and by this contact they are delivered from the ocean of nescience, just as a log floating down a river accidentally washes upon the bank. And of course, we can recall the famous verse, Brahmande Brahmate Kona Bhagavana Jeev Guru Krishna Prasadhe Bhai Bhakti Lata Bij. The same theme. Maivam Mamadam Maivam Mamadamasyapi Syad Evachyuta Darshanam Hriyamanaha Kalanadya Kvachit Tarati Kashtana. Because I am so fallen, I shall never get a chance to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This was my false apprehension. Rather, by chance, a person as fallen as I am may get to see the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Although one is being carried away by the waves of the river of time, one may eventually reach that shore. That's from Srimad Bhagavatam. Kona bhagye karo samsara shayan mukha haya sadhu sange tabe krishne rate upajaya. By good fortune, one becomes eligible to cross the ocean of nescience. And when one's term of material existence decreases, one may get an opportunity to associate with pure devotees. By such association, one's attraction to Krishna is awakened. Kona Bhagye Brahmanda Brahmate Kona Bhagye, same term, good fortune. Okay. Bhava Pavargo Brahmato Yada Bhavej Janasya Tarhya Chutya Sat Samang Samagamaha Sat Sangamo Yahir Tadaiva Sadgato Paravareshe Tvai Jayatiratahi. O my Lord, O infallible Supreme Person, when a person wandering throughout the universes becomes eligible for liberation from material existence, he gets an opportunity to associate with devotees. When he associates with devotees, his attraction for you is awakened. You are the Supreme Personality of Godhead, the highest goal of the Supreme Devotees, and the Lord of the universe. So this is another Bhagavatam verse from the 10th canto. The preeminence of sadhu sangha, attraction to the Lord, does not come about outside of association with those who already possess attraction to the Lord. It's impossible for it to manifest without an environment of sadhu sangha. When maybe it's actually further along here. It's either in Sanatan. Yes, so we're going to get some good verses about sadhu sangha now, including Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula Hoy Sadhu Sangha Krishna Prema Janmitenho Puna Mukhya Anga. So Mula, Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula, the root of Krishna Bhakti is sadhu sangha. Krishna Prema Tenho Puna Mukhya Anga. Krishna Prema Janma Tenho Puna Mukhya Anga. And once the goal has achieved, so the root is sadhu sangha, and then the fruit, Krishna Prem, at that stage sadhu sangha is also paramount. So sadhu sangha is paramount both at the beginning and at the end. And we can assume everywhere in between as well. So sadhu sangha is the root. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mula, root. Hoy sadhu sangha. Krishna Prema Janma Tenho Puna Mukhya Anga. And when Krishna Prem has been achieved, it is still the most important attribute of that Krishna Prem. It is still the most prominent feature of Krishna Prem, sadhu sangha. Preeminence throughout. I'm pretty sure it's coming up here. Unless it's in Rupa Shiksha. I think it's here, because we've got the other one. Sadhu Sangha Sarva Shastra Kai Lavamatra Sadhu Sangha Sarva Siddhi Hoy. I'm sure it's coming up. We will see. Krishna yadi kripa kare kona bhagyavane guru antayame rupe shikaya apane. Krishna is situated in everyone's heart as Chaitya Guru, the spiritual master within. When he is kind to some fortunate conditioned soul, he personally gives one lessons to progress in devotional service, instructing the person as the super soul within and the spiritual master without. Naivo payantyapachitim kavayastavesha brahma yusapi kritam riddha mutasmaranta yonta bahis tanubritam ashubham vidhunvan acharya chaitya vapushas vagatim vyanakti acharya chaitya vapushas vagatim vyanakti. O my Lord, transcendental poets and experts in spiritual science could not fully express their indebtedness to you, even if they were endowed with a prolonged lifetime of Brahma. For you appear in two features, externally as the Acharya and internally as the Supersoul, to deliver the embodied living being by directing him how to come to you. Srimad Bhagavatam 11.29.6 Uddhava, spoken by Uddhava, after he had been instructed by Krishna. Sadhu Sange Krishna Bhaktye Shraddha Yadihaya Bhakti Phala Prema Haya Samsara Yayakshaya. By associating with a devotee, one awakens his faith in devotional service to Krishna. Because of devotional service, one's dormant love for Krishna awakens, and thus one's material, conditional existence comes to an end. Yadrichaya mat katado jata shraddhas tuyapuman na nirvino nati shakto bhakti yogosya siddhidha bhakti yogosya siddhidha. Somehow or other, if one is attracted to talks about me and has faith in the instructions I have set forth in the Bhagavad Gita, and if one is actually detached from material things and material existence, his dormant love for me will be awakened by devotional service. And one last verse. Mahat kripa vina kona karme bhakti naya Krishna bhakti durirahu samsara nahikshaya. Unless one is favored by a pure devotee, he cannot attain the platform of devotional service. To say nothing of Krishna bhakti, one cannot even be relieved from the bondage of material existence. Jai Jai Shri Chaitanya Jaya Nityananda Jaya Advaita Chandra Jaya Gauda Bhakta Vrinda. So we'll read a passage from Revealed Truth by Srila Bhaktisundar Govinda Deva Goswami Maharaj. The power of Harinam Sankirtan. Harinam Sankirtan is so powerful that it can overcome the extreme influence of the age of Kali, the age of quarrel. This age is filled with so many bad qualities. There is always a sinful wave blowing throughout the material world in the age of Kali. And there is almost no religious practice left in the world because of it. In the age of Kali, 3 of the 4 primary religious principles, austerity, cleanliness, and mercy, are broken. Only the principle of truthfulness remains, and the influence of Kali is also trying to break this principle constantly. The Jiva souls must be hopeless and frustrated in this age because they do not have a good opportunity for religious practice. To give relief to the conditioned souls suffering in the age of Kali's disturbing environment, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mercifully taught everyone how they can connect with the Lord and progress in their spiritual life through the Lord's holy name. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam, kalo nasteva, 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 gatyaranyata. Mahaprabhu said, you need relief from the wave of exploitation in this world, and you need to get back to your real consciousness, being an eternal servitor of the Lord. So you must chant your Lord's holy name as your primary duty. Hare Nama, Hare Nama, Hare Nama eva kevalam. Thrice Mahaprabhu said that in this age of Kali, only by chanting the Lord's name can you realize your spiritual position. And thrice Mahaprabhu said, Kalo nasteva, 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 gatyaranyata. You have no alternative. There is no other way to proceed. The basis and significance of Mahaprabhu's teaching is expressed very clearly in Srimad Bhagavatam. Kalir dosha nidhirajan asti heko mahan gunaha kirtanad eva krishnasya mukta sangaha param brajet. Srimad Bhagavatam 12.351. The age of Kali is filled with so many faults. Jutam panam shriyasuna. Striya suna. Jutam panam striya suna. Yes. In the age of Kali, gambling, intoxication, illicit sex, animal killing, and money conquer the entire world. In the age of Kali is like an ocean of faults, an ocean of disturbances, an ocean of challenges to practicing spiritual life. Everything in the age of Kali is covered by Kali's influence, and no one can cross over that influence. Asti hyeko mahan gunaha. Yet there is one good quality. Mahan gunaha, right? Mahan guna, great quality. Asti hyek eko, one. Just one great quality. One exception, opportunity found in the age of Kali that will give everyone the facility to harmonize everything. There is one right within everything wrong there. There is one light that can remove all the darkness there. What is that? Krishna Kirtan. Kirtanad eva Krishnasya mukta bandha parambrajet. Through chanting Krishna's holy name, connecting ourselves with the Lord's transcendental vibration form, we will be able to feel that Krishna is living within our hearts. The Lord is present in everyone's heart, and by chanting His holy name, that will naturally be revealed to us. When we have a connection with the Lord's transcendental form through His holy name, all inauspiciousness will leave us, and everything will be set right. The reactionary environment and the influence of Kali will leave us. We will get a positive connection with the transcendental world where love and affection, chastity and sincerity, everything beautiful and harmless exists within eternal life and eternal time. There, in the eternal realm, where we will live with Krishna, we will have no fear. Our life with Krishna will always be enriched with all beauty, love and affection. It will be enriched with all good qualities and qualifications. Krishna Kirtan will reveal that Krishna is within our heart. Then, Mukta Bandha, we will be liberated into pure and perfect, very, very happy life. We will cross the gravitational field of the mortal world and find an undisturbed, peaceful life in the plane of dedication. Finally, Parambrajet. There, according to our attachment, our transcendental relationship with Krishna, the Akila Rasamrita Murti, the emporium of all rasa, will be revealed to us. This is the simple method for spiritual realization given in Srimad Bhagavatam. It was spread by Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Srila Saraswati Thakur and Srila Guru Maharaj. Be surrendered to Krishna and chant Krishna's name. You'll be super benefited in your life. When you chant Krishna's name without offense, then Krishna's name, form, qualities and pastimes, everything will be revealed to you. This is our Guru Varga's only preaching to general people. They simply taught people about Krishna's name and the mood needed to chant Krishna's name properly. They taught that everyone must start their spiritual life by chanting the Hare Krishna mantra in a mood full of surrender to the Lord. If anyone can chant the Lord's holy name in pure Sharanagati, then the higher stages of Dasya Ras, Sakya Ras, Vatsalya Ras and Madhura Ras will automatically come to them. Before one can chant in a fully surrendered mood, the higher stages of Ras wait for one to become qualified. And when one is qualified, one's divine relationship with the Lord is naturally revealed. This is the actual way souls can realize and pursue their good fortune in Krishna consciousness. This one verse, Kalir Doshanit He Rajan, gives us sufficient knowledge to understand Krishna consciousness, but it is necessary to learn it from a proper guardian. Then we will be worry-free and successful. We may live in the polluted atmosphere of Kali Yuga, but we will always be conscious about that environment of misconception and try to connect with the Lord through His holy name. The material world is mundane, but Krishna consciousness and Krishna's name are Chaitana, spiritual. Nama Chintamani Krishna's Chaitanya Rasa Vigraha Purna Shuddho Nitya Mukto Vinatvan Nama Naminaho. It's from the Padma Purana. The Lord and His name are non-different. Our connection with them is always a living matter, never a dead matter. And the result of that connection must come to us. By serving Krishna's name, we will get direct service to Krishna because Krishna and His name are non-different. Krishna's name is like a wish-fulfilling jewel. He can immediately give us everything, anything we desire for His service if we are properly connected with Him. Krishna's name, Krishna's fame, Krishna's pastimes, Krishna's everything are all transcendental. When we chant even once without offense, Sri Krishna, Krishna will reveal Himself to us within that sound. He will reveal His transcendental vibration form. Ishvaraha Paramaha Krishna Satchidananda Vigraha Anadir Adir Govinda Sarvakarna Karnam. From... No. Close.
Sorry?
Close. No. Ishvara Paramaha Krishna. Brahma Samhita, of course, yeah. Brahma Samhita. Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, and He is eternally manifested as the cowherd boy Govinda. His form, His name, His fame, everything about Him are transcendental and can be revealed anywhere and everywhere. As Paramatma, Krishna lives within everyone, within every atom of creation. The conditioned jiva souls cannot feel that, but when they are liberated, they are given that feeling. They feel, Krishna is within me, Krishna is with me. This feeling comes to them through Krishna's transcendental vibration form, His holy name. Jai Srila Bhakti Sundar Govinda Dev Goswami Maharaj Gurudev Ki Jai. Sri Chaitanya Charitamrita Ki Jai. Te Go Premanandi Hari Hari Bol. Let's sing Hari Haraya. Hari Haraya Nama Krishna Yadavaya Namaha. Yadavaya Madhavaya Keshavaya Namaha. Gopala Govinda Ram Srimad Sudam. Giridhari Gopinath Madanamaha. Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Shri Advaita Chandra Gadadhara Shri Vasari Jaya Rupa Sanatan Bhata Raghunath Shiva Gopal Jai Koshai Kare Charana Banan Jaha Jai Jai Koshai Kanu Bodhisan Raja Navara Parare Sandara Charana Semi Bhaktasani Bhava Janame Janame Jai Koshai Jabe Brajai Koilova Radha Krishna Nitya Leela Anande Bolo Hari Bhaja Vrindavan Shri Guru Vaishnava Hare Shri Guru Vaishnava Para Padma Koriya Hari Nam Sankirtan Kore Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Jai Gauranga Jai Jai Gauranga Jai Gauranga Jai Gauranga Jai Jai Gauranga Jai Gauranga Bolo Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ramo Hare Ramo 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 Hare Hare Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol Jai Gaura Hari Bol Hari Bol Hari Bol Jai Gaura Go Pranandi Jai
Jai Shri Shri Guru Govinda Gawada Kirtaya Chuki
Jai.
Paramansa Paramata Kachaya Gaya Asatara Sata Krishna Shri Nirmala Chaya Maharaj Ki
Jai.
Paramansa Paramata Kachaya Gaya Asatara Sata Krishna Shri Bhakti Sura Govinda Jai Krishna Maharaj Ki
Jai
Paramansa Paramata Kachaya Gaya Asatara Sata Krishna Shri Bhakti Sri Jai Krishna Maharaj Ki Jai Paramansa Paramata Kachaya Gaya Asatara Sata Krishna Shri Bhakti Siddhanta Bhakti Thakur Ki Jai Jai Shri Shri Goa Shri Goa Kishore Bhakti Ji Maharaj Ki Jai Jai Shri Satchidananda Shri Bhakti Thakur Ki Jai Jai Shri Satchidananda Bhakti Ji Maharaj Ki Jai Shri Rupa Rupa Shri AC Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Ki Jai. Shri Vishwanath Chakravarti Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Ram Shamananda Srinivasa Acharya Prabhu Ki Jai. Shri Vrindavan Das Thakur Ki Jai. Shri Krishnadas Kaviraj Ki Jai. Shri Rupa Goswami, Srajan Goswami, Shri Diva Goswami, Gopal Bhatta Goswami, Raghunath Das Goswami, and Raghunath Bhatta Goswami Ki Jai. Sarvaswara Shri Nityananda Prabhu Ki Jai. Sandhya Shriman Mahaprabhu Ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Krishna Gopi Gopinath Swami Panu Guru 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 Shri Lakshmi Rama Devi Ki Jai. Shri Mary Lakshmi Shri Singh Devi Ki Jai. Radha Maharaj Ki Jai. Josim Bhavani Ki Jai. Shri Natapadum Chaitanya Tavatama Tana Ki Jai. Vaishnava Bhajan Prabhupada Ki Jai. Jatiya Sakama Ki Jai. Vishwa Vyaki Jatiya Sakama Ki Jai. Shri Ramayapur Ki Jai. Shri Ramayapur Ki Jai. Vinda Vishwa Shri Ki Jai. Shri Bharadevi Vijabhushani Ki Jai. Shri Govinda Krim Ki Jai. Shri Siddhartha Thakur Jawakyo Ki Jai. Shri Mandala Ki Jai. All these sacred devotees Ki Jai. And Harinam Sankirtan Ki Jai.